Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Early Career Academic. On this channel, I explore how I use the Passion Planner to set personal and professional goals. In this video, I'm going to do a flip through of the back pages of my brand new 2024 Passion Planner. Before I get started, I just want to remind everyone that I am a Passion Planner ambassador. That means there is an affiliate link and discount code in the description of this video, so if you'd like to pick up any Passion Planner goodies, I would love it if you used that link and or that code. It really helps support the channel, and it just makes my day when I see it pop up on the website. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your subscriptions and your thumbs up. Let's get into it. So this is the new Passion Planner, my new Passion Planner for 2024. It's the marble cover. It's the medium size, and I'm going to show you the back pages because thus far, I've shown you basic setup of the planner, the Passion roadmap, which I'll try to put links to in the description, but I haven't shown you what I've done with the back pages, so I'm really excited to share that with you. It's still a work in progress. There's a couple pages that are not filled out, but I actually have met most of the intentions that I had set for the back pages, so I want to show them to you. Now, what I did is I went ahead and I purchased some tabs for the months, but they have these extra tabs that you can use for whatever. As you can see, I haven't labeled them yet, but I did go ahead and stick them to the planner. And these are helping me divide the back pages of the planner so that I kind of know, like, here is the goals section, and this next section is work-related stuff, and this next section here is family-related stuff. So I'll show you what I mean. So flipping to the first section, which is goals. We start with the 24 for 2024. Now, obviously the Passion roadmap is the main way in which I set goals for this planner, but that's in the very front, in the middle of the months sections. So this back section is more like supplementary things that I want to keep track of. So I do create a list of things I'd like to do each year. And there's, this was actually, I think, started by Gretchen Rubin, if I'm not mistaken, or at least popularized by her book. And so every year you do 24 for, or however many for whatever year it is. Obviously that can get excessive over time, but they try, what I would encourage you to do is a balance perhaps of things that are easily accomplishable and things that are maybe a little more ambitious for you. So I did go ahead and look at my 23 for 2023 list. I think I checked off around maybe like 8 to 10 of the items that were on that list, and I moved a few of them over to this list, but I also abandoned a bunch of them because these lists are not necessarily a reflection of the major goals that I have for myself. They're kind of like a combination of things I've always wanted to try or things I've always wanted to do. Like, I really would like to get my knives professionally sharpened. Those have been on my last couple lists. If you've been following my life for the last couple of years, you know that I keep migrating that. I still want to do it. I still want to have it happen. So I'm putting it on here because I still want it. But it's not the end of the world if I don't get them professionally sharpened. I do sharpen them myself to kind of keep them, in play. But there's a few things on here that will happen this year. So it's kind of like easy pickings, if you will, and some things that I really do want to get to if I can. So I'd love, if I had the time, we'll see, to embroider our Christmas stockings. When we hung them up this year, I was like, it would be nice as if we had our names on them. So I'm thinking about going ahead and embroidering our names on them. Now, obviously that's ambitious depending on, your comfort level with things like embroidery. But and again, it's not the end of the world if it doesn't happen, but it's just something I'd like to do. I definitely want to plant rhubarb in our new front yard. That's going to happen. It's going to happen one way or another because finally I have a yard to plant rhubarb in, and I'm just really excited. Make a will. Yes. You know that I keep migrating that because it is really important, and my husband and I are determined to get it done before my son is born. So I will be checking one of these off shortly. Read 24 fun books. So that's books for fun, not like necessarily fun books, but because I do read a lot for my profession, I'd like to inject more like fun reading into my life. and 24 books seems like very doable. I'm already almost done with the first book of the year, so I'm really excited about that. And then finish my daughter's baby book and make her video. Those are some maternity leave goals that I have. I'm really excited to tackle. I've already ordered the pictures for this, and I have collected most of the videos for this. I just have to compile them and edit it. And then I need to start my son's book, which I don't even have, but I want to start his book. You know, he's obviously not here, but there's the maternity photo shoot that goes in here. There's pictures from the sprinkle that my friend is hosting. So there's a few things that I put in the beginning of the baby's books that before the babies arrive. So starting his book should be fairly straightforward. And then this is using my sourdough starter 1 time per week. Haven't started like using it 1 time per week, but I have used it. But that is definitely a goal I have for this year. Fly internationally with the babies. We are supposed to do this in June, so fingers crossed it goes well. And then experiment with halawa. It's just this really great sweet treat, basically, this Middle Eastern sweet treat you can find in any halal store. But I have some ideas about incorporating it into some baked goods that I want to try out. And then build up savings. Like definitely with the move and the house purchase, we bit into our savings a bit. So I would like to try to build some of that back up. Walk daily, figure out what my next writing project is, do some resistance training, do a little grad reunion, because most of us are in the area now. I would really like to try some meditative coloring a few times a week. I just think it would be good for me to have like hobbies besides this channel, which is definitely my main hobby, and you know, all the other things that I have pressing for my time. I would like to volunteer as much as we possibly can with our church, and we are kind of doing that even with, you know, everything going on last year, but I'd like to amp it up a little this year. My 1 line a day journal is going well so far. I'd really like to, my husband bought me this really adorable advent calendar for Christmas, but I'd like to actually like plan to use it for my daughter next Christmas. So I have it on here to remind myself to do that. And she's going to be a little over 2 years old by the time Christmas comes around again. So, you know, I think it'll be a fun age to start that tradition. Visit a dermatologist. I've been meaning to do that for years. This is your reminder to visit doctors that you need to visit as well. Quit the admin team. Yes, that is a big goal, but it is one that needs to happen for my mental clarity and sanity. I put drink wine on here, which is like obviously very vague and nebulous, but I'm just excited that I won't be pregnant in the whole year of 2024. And I've kind of missed like going to wineries and trying new wines and having a glass with a girlfriend, you know, like I just kind of missed it a little bit. And you know, after you have a baby, you think you're going to be like, yeah, I'm going to drink this whole bottle of bubbly or whatever, but you're so tired and you're breastfeeding and, you know, it takes up a good portion of the postpartum period. Your pregnancy doesn't really end until you've kind of crossed over the postpartum threshold. So I put it on here because I do want to do that this year. Obviously, you know, not over the top, but just kind of incorporating it in where it makes sense. And just a reminder to enjoy myself a little bit in the year 2024. And one of the ways I do that is enjoying a glass of wine here and there. Make regular time with friends. Yes, this will be even more of a challenge when my son comes, but I'd like to, you know, maybe like have something that recurs on the calendar. Like if I did a girls' brunch once a month or every other month, or, you know, with friends in the area, just kind of like coffee dates or, again, winery visits or whatever, just something to make sure I'm keeping up with my friends. And then I would really like it if John and I could figure out a way to do a weekend away together this coming year. Obviously, that won't happen until I feel comfortable leaving my son with one or both of our mothers, mainly. So that will be a little ways into his life. But it's important, I think, for John and I to be able to find some couple time and, you know, maybe maybe after like the kind of rough period of the postpartum period is over, and we're comfortable leaving him with one or both of our moms, and both him and Freya, then we can take that like weekend together, which I think would be a lot of fun. So that's my list, my 24 for 2024 list. So I'm just excited to have it here. As I do things on here, I'm planning on indicating that with some maybe like colorful Sharpie situation. Since I didn't put checkboxes, I put numbers. But yeah, that's the plan. And then over here is the vision board. Now, I will say this was like kind of a limited exercise because I basically went on the no buy group in Facebook and was like, does anyone have any magazines they're like not using that they don't mind if I cut up? Because I don't have any. I purged a lot of stuff before the move. I have no magazines. This woman very kindly chimed in and she was like, yes, I have magazines. I'll leave them out for you. So I go pick them up, and it isn't until I'm like flipping through, all of a sudden I realize these are like all old magazines. And I start looking at the dates and it's like 2001, 1996 or whatever. And I'm like, wow, she hung on to these magazines for that long, but then was very willing to give them up when I asked for them, which I think is funny. Like, it's just like, I guess that's just not the way I do things. Obviously, I had no magazines for this exercise, but I just thought that was very amusing. And there's only so many things in the collection she gave me that resonated with me in my current life. So I think I did the best I could considering what I was working with. But I'll just walk you through it real briefly. So up here is kind of like my kitchen related goals. Like I do want to take time to like return to some of the cooking tasks that I really enjoy, and start new ones. So this is like this little bread loaf here is referring to my sourdough starter, like making that a regular thing. Preserved lemons, I want to be able to like have the time and energy to do like special projects like that, because I really enjoyed doing it at one point and I want to bring it back in. Then we finally have like a yard. We can like develop a garden. So I'm really excited about that this year. I want to return to more of the reading, as I mentioned, like the reading for myself, my own personal pleasure. I've added this joy of giving text here because I do want to volunteer and find ways to like be a part of the various communities I'm a part of. And then a lot of this has to do with like entertaining and family and stuff. Like, you know, we purchased this house because we wanted to do certain things that we were not able to do in our condo. And one of those things is definitely entertaining more people more often. And we don't have to go crazy. We're having a baby and everything soon. But just like reminding ourselves that like planting a garden and having a barbecue and a dinner party or whatever, like that's why we made this leap, or a big reason why we made this leap. And so I want to just like manifest this in the year 2024. And this little text says, you own it, now make it yours, which is about the house, of course. Like, we own this house now. We are, you know, right now just trying to kind of like patch the holes that the former owners left in it. But once we get past that phase where we're like just trying to fix what's broken, I really do want to like find good ways to make it feel like ours. So I'm really excited about that. This is I have this every year, my big dreams page. These are work related dreams. I should clarify, I should put that in here sometime, but these are big dreams I have for my career. You know, some of them feel very out of reach to me at the moment, but I think it's good to remind yourself of what you like, pie in the sky, like all things being possible, what you want out of your career. I think is a good place to check in, and it also helps you make decisions in the meantime, like, should I stay on this stupid admin team? Probably not, if I actually want to do any of these things. For the moment, admin is a barrier to all of these. So these are my dreams, and am I doing what's necessary to at least inch toward these dreams, right? So under each little dream cloud are some things I could do to like potentially make these dreams happen, or at least like open the door for them to happen. So that's what's happening here on this page. Now this page will be my word of the year, but I haven't done it obviously. So stay tuned. I'm going to do a separate video on that. But I will put the word of the year and then I'll brainstorm like things related to that word. But I haven't even picked a word yet. So that's where we're at with that. This is just a blank page that I haven't decided what to do with yet. But this one is a book tracker. You can go on passionplanner.com and download this tracker for free. They actually have two versions. They have this like artistic one where you like color in the book spines. And they also have one that's way more practical that leaves a space for you to like review each book. So it's up to you, you know, whichever one you like, but I really like the artistic one. And I've already put the book I'm reading right here. But I'm really excited to like fill this out this year and just read more in general. And then this came off because I didn't have any glue sticks when I first made this. So I just acquired some glue sticks. I'm going to come in and glue it down. But this is my, sorry for the shaky cam, y'all. This is my year in pixels. And this is where I keep track of academic writing in particular. So I've decided to add different colors than I did last year because I think it's not a super fair representation if I'm just doing like research day, writing day, and no research or writing. That's what I was doing last year. Because I actually think it's better for me, like mentally and motivationally, if I designate between like days I could have written and days that I absolutely was not going to write in. Like holidays and weekends and like days that I'm with my family. Like I could write every day. Some academics do, but I don't set my life up that way. So I think it's actually a fairer representation of like how I spend my time. And like academic writing in particular, if I designate between days I could write, could have written and didn't, and days that I absolutely like could not have or did not want to. So that's what I'm doing here with the blue and the green. And then I also added a purple, which is the administrative day. And this occurred to me because, as you guys know, if you've been watching my plan with me, I recently getting my edited collection ready for print, and I spent so much time formatting this book, and it just kills me that I didn't have any way to represent that effort toward my academic writing goals in the year in pixels last year, because I could have had way more days that were not blue days if I counted all the administrative tasks I had related to this edited collection in particular, but to any project that I'm working on. So I decided I'm going to add that in too. And, you know, I might have some days where it's both admin and writing or admin and research, and I'll do a little split square. But for now, it's been one or the other, as you can see. So, and this was the holiday weekend that we just had for MLK. So that's why there's so much green there. But anyway, so that's writing, year in pixels for writing. And then on this side is information related to my edited collection project. It's timeline, like the remaining timeline. I'm leaving space here because I don't know yet when we'll get it back from the external reviewer. I don't know when we'll get proofs, like all that stuff. So I'm going to put those dates in when I have them. And these are the things I have remaining to do in the project. And this is a chapter list for myself to keep track of whose chapter goes in which section. And then these pages are just blank because I'm leaving them open for other writing projects or other teaching related projects that I'll have this year. But since I'm on maternity leave, there's not a whole lot I need to put here. Now, flipping to the family section. So I did copy over the baby milestones chart that I've been using the last couple planners. It just helps me like get a realistic sense of how much a baby might be eating at a certain phase or sleeping at a certain phase. And obviously kids don't always fall into these categories, but it's useful for me to have that. Then there's the trimester checklist. I only put the third and the fourth trimester because that's all there is remaining in my pregnancy. You can see I've been slacking a little considering that I'm almost done, or I'm like maybe halfway through the third trimester, but we're going to catch up. I just have to get this book off my plate. And then the fourth trimester is important if you're planning on having a child soon or at some point. There's a lot of crap you have to do after the baby comes, so just keep that in mind. I've started a maternity leave to-do list, things I must do during my leave and things I want to do, and then a postpartum prep list, hospital bags, checklist, and that's it for family related stuff so far. But if you watched my other like flip throughs for my last planner, you'll know that I use these pages like fairly robustly throughout the year, like the ones I set up at the beginning, but also, you know, I created a checklist for my daughter's baptism or for her birthday or whatever. Like I'm going to have a lot of those kinds of checklists, so I left a lot of space in the back for those types of things to fill in as I need them. But that's pretty much it for the back page flip throughs so far. As I said, I'm going to do a word of the year video, so stay tuned for that if you're interested. And I have my regular plan with me's, of course, still coming. But in any case, I just wanted to share with you how I use the back pages, or how I at least begin the year with the back pages being what they are. And I'll update you as needed as I go through and add more pages and stuff like that. So thanks so much for watching this flip through. Thanks for sticking through to the end if you did. And I hope to see you back here soon. Take good care. Bye.